So we just launched this course on the Thinkster Academy, OpenAI Video Creator, building a fully automated text-to-video TTV engine. And what would an example be? An example, I just finished this free videos.ai side project of mine. It's an AI project. You can put in anything like how to make friends, any video topic, any voice, like Scarlett Johansson's crispy voice. You can generate arbitrary number of AI images and choose the underlay sound and then click generate video, and the output will look something like this. So how to generate friends.
In 1990, sociologist Robin Dunbar proposed that humans can maintain about 150 stable social and reports having just one engaging in
shared activities, volunteering.
Found that vulnerability, such as sharing personal insecurities, can significantly strengthen friendships.
Okay, good tips, right? They're good tips. Maybe let's have a look at one more tip.
Suggests that people tend to develop a preference for things merely because they are familiar with them, which can be applied by frequenting the same social spaces.
Okay, yeah, so these are good, solid tips. So you see, this is the value of those AI videos. So why should you consider watching this video? Like I decided to open source this whole course. So usually the Thinkster Academy is like very inexpensive way to become an AI engineer, for instance. So we have multiple learning paths, like becoming an AI engineer from scratch, and you can download the course certificates and then certify your skills as an AI engineer, Python professional, or freelance developer. So we have multiple such learning paths on the Academy. It's like very inexpensive, but I decided to completely open source this course because I thought, okay, it's a very fun project, and I have shared with the community, like I have built in the open this app, freevideos.ai. I have hired an AI engineer expert to create this course for me, and so I thought, okay, maybe once in a while do something different, share this course with the Thinkster community and on YouTube as well. So this is the course. If you want to download the course certificates, then check out the academy.thinkster.com as well. Link in the description below. Then you can basically certify your skill as an AI engineer. I think AI engineering is the most important skill of our times. Why? Because the AIs are already very intelligent. They can already create extreme values. So I would say we could already double our human productivity just based on the current skills of large language models and generative AI. But we haven't deployed it yet in practice. So many companies are still not using the tools. And this is where AI engineers come into the scene. So as AI engineers, we can actually deploy those models in the real world and create real and genuine value for business owners and users or consumers of those businesses. So it's a great skill to have. Huge demand. You can sell your skills on Upwork for $70 per hour. As an AI engineer, it's doable, and it's not so difficult to do, right? This course will show you the whole code, for instance, to create such a more complicated video generation pipeline. And this already this thing could be sold for thousands of bucks on Upwork, right? So you could imagine somebody paying a couple of thousands of bucks for such a pipeline. For instance, large YouTube channels or something like this, educational YouTube creators, media companies, and so on that want to do content marketing. So these are very, very valuable skills and very useful in practice. Okay, so let's dive right in. The course is held by our expert prompt engineer and AI engineer Yasin, and I think he did a great job. And yeah, have fun with the course. Bye.
Hey there, animal lovers. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of one of nature's most mysterious creatures, the axolotl. Stick around to uncover some amazing facts that you probably never knew about these remarkable amphibians.
Number 1. Axolotls are famous for their unique ability to remain in their larval stage for their entire lives. That's right, they look like babies forever, retaining their cute, frilly gills. Fact 2. These little guys are native to just one place on Earth, Lake Xochimilco in Mexico. And guess what? They're carnivores.
Hey Thinksters, welcome to another course. Many of you are familiar with this axolotl or axolotl. I don't know what should be the actual pronunciation for this. So today we will try to make some videos on axolotl, It can be fun facts or any sorts of fact videos. If we move to YouTube, then we will see that there are some axolotl facts videos available. You can see this Meet the God Monster, and then top 11 axolotl facts need to know. So we will try to make these sorts of video with the help of OpenAI, and in the process we'll be using some web scraping tool to get the info from the web, and then we'll be using this OpenAI's new invention, that is Vision API, to make a video script out of an image. Only GPT-4o and GPT-4 Turbo have vision capabilities, so we will see how can we apply this thing in creating a video script. And then obviously we'll be using this text-to-speech model. So this will help us to get the AI generated voice, and at last we'll mix it up to create some sorts of videos like this. So I think it will be exciting to make the whole video with the help of OpenAI. So I don't want to wait further. Let's jump onto the project. So I'm here inside my Visual Studio Code, and we have created a new project that is called Info Video Project, and inside this I have opened a Python notebook called videoscript.ipynb. So to make a video, the first thing that we need is to make a video script, and we can do it easily by going to the OpenAI playground and then asking GPT-4o or GPT-4 to create a video script for us. But we'll not go for this. We'll try to do something different. We will try to collect information from blogs, and then we'll ask Vision API model of GPT-4o to create a video script for us. So let's go for a Google search, and here you can type axolotl facts. And here we can see there are so many blogs regarding axolotl facts, that here 23 axolotl facts for kids, and then axolotl, Mexican axolotl. Again, here you can see this axolotl facts and information, 8 fascinating facts about the axolotl. There are many, so we can just open some. Let's open this one, and this 23 axolotl facts for kids, and this one, this axolotl facts and information. Let's get inside these. Here you can see that 8 fascinating facts about the axolotls, and they have explained the facts. They're native to one place in the world. They're carnivorous. So there are some facts. And then again, if I go to this page, then here 23 axolotl facts are here. So you can see all the facts are written here. And in this one, we have some scientific classification and fast facts. And we also have some fun facts. So what can we do? We can take the screenshot of whole the web page, and then we can pass the image to Vision API, and then ask the OpenAI API to create a video script out of this information. Let's do this in Visual Studio Code. And to web script the page, we'll be using Pillow and Selenium. If you are not familiar with Pillow, then you can go to Google Search Console and type Pillow Python, and then you will have this option, that Pillow 10.3, and you can see Pillow is a Python imaging library, and it adds image processing capabilities to your Python interpreter, and the library provides extensive file format support and efficient internal representation and fairly powerful image processing capabilities. So we'll be using this thing mainly for image processing. Now come back to our code. So to install this, I need to just copy this pip install Pillow and Selenium and move to terminal and open a new terminal here, and then just press enter. Since I have already installed this thing, so I'm not going for this again. So just cross this. Then what you need, then from Selenium you need to import the WebDriver. And this WebDriver is mainly used for controlling a web browser. And then we will import the by module from Selenium WebDriver. The by module is used to locate web elements. Then we definitely need WebDriver wait module for waiting in certain conditions, and the expected conditions module is required for specifying the conditions to wait for. And then from PIL import image, this line imports the image module from the Pillow library, which provides functionality for image processing. And the last line, this line imports the time module, which provides various time related functions. And now let's move further and add some more codes. In the next line, we need the first thing. We need to define the URL of the web page we want to screenshot. So we want to take the screenshot of this page, that Let's see, here is 23 Axolotl facts for kids. So we'll scrape this page. So take this URL, copy this, and then bring it here and just paste it. And then we need to define the WebDriver path. For that, we need to download the Chrome driver exe file. This is required to control the Chrome browser using Selenium. So for that, move to Google search and here type Chrome driver, and you will have this web page that is Chrome for developers, and then get inside this downloads option. And here you will have so many release notes available for the Chrome drivers, but we'll not go for that. We'll be using this option, that is the Chrome for testing availability dashboard. Just click on that, and here you will have the versions for your Chrome driver. That's stable, beta, dev, and canary. We'll be using this stable release, so let's click on stable and it will take you to this page, and here according to your specification you can download your Chrome driver. As I'm using a 64-bit Windows, so and I can download this Chrome driver Windows 64. Just copy this link from here, paste it inside the search console, and just click enter, and here you can see the Chrome driver is already downloaded for Windows 64. You just follow the instruction and install this Chrome driver into your PC, and then come back to your code, and here you need to locate the path of your Chrome driver, and then we need to set up our WebDriver. Here options equal WebDriver.Chrome options. This line creates a new instance of Chrome option class, and then option.add argument line adds the headless equal new argument, which runs the browser in headless mode without a visible window. It runs the browser in headless mode to prevent a window from popping up. And at last, driver equal WebDriver.Chrome options equal options. This line creates a new instance of Chrome WebDriver with the specified options that we have declared here. And this contains the headless mode setting. So at this point, the code has set up the necessary libraries and configurations for web automations using Selenium and the Chrome browser. The next step would be to use the driver object to navigate to the specified URL, then interact with the web page and potentially take a screenshot of that page. So let's extend the code. So this part is a little tricky. First, we need to load the web page. We'll be using the get method of the driver object to navigate to the specified URL. So our URL is defined here. So we are just asking the driver to get the URL. It loads the web page in the given URL in the headless Chrome browser instance. Now, after loading the web page, we need to take a screenshot of the entire page, and for that, I'm using a try catch function. First thing that we need to select the element, which element we need to scrape. And if I move to the web page, then you can see we need to scrape the whole web page, and the whole writings normally remains inside the body tag. So if I get inside the inspect option, if I hover over this body element, then you can see the whole page is selected. That means to take the screenshot, we need to select the whole body as an element. So we are doing the same thing here. We are selecting the body tag by tag name. Here you can see we are using this by option to select the element, and we have imported this by option previously, that from Selenium WebDriver import by. So by using this by module, we are selecting this body tag, and we are using this WebDriver wait module. This line waits for the body element of the web page to be present. The WebDriver wait class is used to wait for specified conditions. In this case, it will wait until the presence of the body element up to a maximum of 20 seconds. So you can set the timings whatever you want. You can make it 30 to 40 if it takes time to scrape the page. And if the condition is not met within 20 seconds, then it will raise a timeout exception error. So in the first line, we are basically selecting the tag that we require to scrape the page. And the second line is a bit tricky. We have used a lambda function here. This line adjusts the browser window size to capture the entire web page. This Python lambda function s takes a single argument x, and this function executes a JavaScript code using driver.execute script method to retrieve the scroll width or height of the web page. Scroll plus x concatenates the string scroll with the value of x, either width or height. It effectively creates the strings scroll width and scroll height. Then driver.setWindowSize method sets the window size of the browser to the scroll width and height obtained from the S function. This S width calls the S function with the argument width, which returns the scroll width of the page, and S height, which returns the scroll height of the page. As you can see from here, this is a long web page, so we need to measure the width and height for this. By setting the window size to the scroll width and height, the browser window will be large enough to capture the entire web page content, including any parts that may be initially off-screen or require scrolling. Now this line takes a screenshot of the body element of the web page and saves it as a JPG file. So you need to locate the folder here, in which folder you want to save the image. In my case, I have created a new folder that is called images, and inside this images folder I will save this as a JPG image. And then after capturing the screenshot, the driver will quit. So finally driver.quit. So now our code is almost ready to take the screenshot. Now let's run this piece of code before. So it shows some warning that okay, invalid escape sequence for the Chrome web driver, but it's okay, the code is still running. Let's go and run this piece of code. It throws a warning again that name used for saved screenshot doesn't match file type. It should end with a PNG extensions. It is better if you create the image in PNG format, but let's see. Inside our images folder, we can see that axolotl.jpg is ready, so it will be good enough to provide to our Vision AI API. If I check on that, then you can see this is the image page. Here you can see these 23 axolotl facts for kids. So we have successfully taken the screenshot of the whole web page. And if you want to open the image from here, then you can just write this line of code. You can use this image library to open the image from the specific directory, and then you need to show the image by using this image.show method. Now if I run this piece of code, then let's see. Now the image is automatically opened here. This is another way of opening the image by using this line of code. So our web scraping is successfully done. In the same way, we can take the screenshot of that page. I mean, these 8 fascinating facts. So just take the URL from here and bring it and paste it here, and then run this piece of code. It's okay, and then come back here and just change the name of the document. I'm naming it as axolotl2 JPG, and then run this piece of code. So move back to the file, and here you can see axolotl2 JPG is already created. So we have scraped another page. So it's pretty fast, isn't it? So we will use information from this 2-way page to make a video script in the next part. But if you want, you can scrape more info and add it to the Vision API. Now it's time to create a video script by using the information from these 2 images, that is Axolotl2 and the Axolotl1. For doing that, we need the help of OpenAI API. We are inside the OpenAI playground, and just move to the top right corner. You will see the docs option. Click on that, and here in the left side you will see that image generation, vision and text to speech options are available. Get inside the vision. In the documents you'll get the quick start guide, and if you are using an image URL, then you can use this option. It will take the image from an URL, and then if you ask any question that what is in this image, then it will explain it to you. That GPT-4o will explain it to you that what is in the image. To use this Vision API, you need to use this GPT-4o model or GPT-4 Turbo. It will not work with any other models. And here, this is the method for using any image file from the local directory. So you can define your image path here. But one thing you need to do here, that you need to encode the image by using the function to encode the image option. In this case, you have to use this UTF-8 encoder, otherwise the function will not be able to read the image. As we have downloaded the image and kept it in our local directory, so we'll be using this line of code from here. To get connected with the OpenAI API, the first thing that we need to do is to take the OpenAI API key. I think you already know how to do that, but if you are new to OpenAI, then you need to move to dashboard, and from here you can you will have the option on the left side that API keys. Just click on that, and on the top right corner you will get the option that create new secret key. Click on that, just type the name here and just type the name of your project, and then it will create a secret key for you. When a secret key will be created, you need to copy this key and just paste it. And to keep our API key secured, we need to create a .env file, and to work with .env you need to install it first, and for that you need to go to python.env section, and you need to copy this line of code, that pip install python.env, and bring it here and open a new terminal and just install this python.env file. It will help you to secure the keys. I have already installed this thing, so I'm not going for this again. Then here inside the .env file you need to define your OpenAI API key, and just paste your OpenAI API key here. Now let's move to the code and load the .env file here. From .env import load.env. This line imports the load.env function from the .env module. The .env module is typically used to load environment variables from a .env file into the current Python environment. Then we need to import base64. This provides function for encoding and decoding binary data using base64 encoding. And then we need to import the request library, which is a popular Python library for making HTTP requests. And then from OpenAI we need to import OpenAI. We need to load the .env file by using this load.env function. And then we need to create an instance of the OpenAI class. So we are defining it as client equal OpenAI. So if you are not familiar with this line of code, then you can just visit the documents of OpenAI. Move to docs, and you can here move to quick start, and you'll find this option that from OpenAI import OpenAI, then client equal OpenAI. Then you can create any chat completion model by using this line of code. So it's pretty simple. But as we are using the Vision API, so let's move to Vision, and here you can see we have brought the client from here, and now we need to create a chat completion. We need to define our image path first and then turn it into a base64 image. So for that we can just copy this line of code and then paste it. This block defines a function called encode_image that takes an image path as an argument, and the purpose of this function is to encode the image data into a base64 string representation. So here's what he does with open image path RB, that means as image file, that means it opens the image file in a binary mode for reading. Then image file.read reads the entire contents of this image file as bytes, and then this base64 encoder encodes the bytes read from the image file using base64 encoding. So mainly the base64 string representation of the image data is returned by the function. And then in the next line we are calling the function here that base64 image encode image and image path. Now move to the next piece of code. Here's they have used headers and payload, but as we are using this OpenAI API client, we'll be writing the code in this way, that response equal client.chatCompletions.create. So there will be some little change. So let's jump into this. So this line initiates a request to the OpenAI API to generate a text completion using the chat model. The client object is an instance of OpenAI that we already know, which likely has the necessary configuration and authentication to interact with the OpenAI API. The chatCompletions.create method is used to generate text completions based on the provided parameters. First thing here, we define the model, that GPT-4o, that I have told you already that to work with Vision API you need GPT-4o or GPT-4 Turbo model. Other models will not work here. So this is a list of messages that will be used as input to the language model. In this case you can see there is only one message in the list. Role user, this confirms that the message is coming from the user, and content is a list that is containing two dictionaries here. You can see the first dictionary has type text, and text containing the text prompt for the language model, that you are a prominent scriptwriter for YouTube videos. Take the info from the image and make a 1 minute long video script for me showing the unknown facts of Axolotl. Then in the second dictionary has a type that is image URL, so our image will be there, and image URL containing a URL pointing to the encoded image data that we have defined as base64 image. on top, you can see this is the base64 image that is coming from this image path, that means Axolotl 1 JPG, and the URL is constructed using a f string with the base64 image variable, which is likely the base64 encoded string representation of the image data generated earlier. So this message structure allows you to provide both text and image data as input to the language model. And here we defined the maximum tokens as 300. But before running this code, let's check if we are getting the data from the image that we have provided. So to change the prompt here, just type that, okay, what's in this image? Run this piece of code. So to get the response, you can just type this, that print response choices.o. So it will pick up the first choice. Control V and type this. So here's the response. This image is a web page from Deep Sea World titled 23 Axolotl Facts for Kids. The article is written by Kiona Knife and dated August 22, 2023. The web page provides various interesting facts about axolotls. So if we move to the web page and check, you can see here the article was published on 22nd August and 2023. And it is about 23 axolotl facts for kids. So that means it is grabbing the information, and the article was written by Fiona Knife. So but here the name is coming wrong, that is Freya Nib. So there will be some mistakes, the things will be improved in the long run, but at least we are getting the information that we require from here. Now that means our Vision API. So now that means our Vision API is working. So now we can change our prompt. So let's now run this piece of code. It is taking a little bit of time. Now let's run this piece of code again. So here's the print that the opening shot will include an engaging upbeat music playing in the background along with a vibrant introduction screen showcasing an animated axolotl swimming through a digital underwater world. So what will be the image going on through the screen at that time? You can see this is the image. And then what will be the voice? That, hey, curious minds, today let's dive into the mysterious world of these extraordinary creatures with some mind-blowing facts. Then the transition period will come, that transition with splash effect to the next segment. So that's nice. And then again the voice of the narrator will go like this. So a script is created, although it's a small script for 1 minute, you can make it for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, or if you want you can go for a bigger one, no problem. But now we have used only one image, so we can use multiple images here to get the information. Now to gather information from multiple images, we can use this, we can follow this structure, that multiple image inputs. The Chat Completions API is capable of taking in and processing multiple image inputs. So what you need to do is to just insert another dictionary with an image URL. Obviously you need to change the image into a base64 image before processing. So for that, let's move to the code, and here what I need to do, that for the first image we created an image path, and just let's mark it as image path 1, and then create another one, and we can define the image path 2, and image path 2 will take the second JPG image that we have created. You can remember that this is named as Axolotl 2 JPG. So we have created now 2 image paths, and now we need to turn it into a base64 image by doing this base64 encoding. So for that we can name it as base64 image, and this will take the image from image path 1. And in the second line we can create a base64 image for the image 2, and it will take the image path 2 as an argument. So now it's okay. So let's run this piece of code. Now inside the response section the whole things will remain same, but inside this, in case of base64 image, it will take base64 image 1 as the parameter, and then we need to create another dictionary for the image URL. So just copy paste this, and this URL function will take base64 image 2. So and we can bring a little change here. Take the info from the images and make a 1 minute long video script for me showing the unknown facts of the axolotl. You can be specific and ask for 5 unknown facts or 10 unknown facts of the axolotl, and that will be a good prompt, but I'm not going for this at this moment. I just want to run this piece of code and print the response. Let's see. So here you can see the response. You can see the background music type is now changed. A soft, gentle instrumental music will be there in the opening scene, and then we'll be using a visual that is a scenery underwater scene in a freshwater lake. And welcome to Deep Sea World. Today we are diving into the enchanting realm of the nature's most extraordinary creatures, the axolotl. And this unique amphibian, also known as the Mexican walking fish, has some astonishing secrets you might not know about. Let's uncover 7 fascinating facts. I've run the piece of code again, and then it gives me another kind of result. You can see here that intro music and graphics, axolotl swimming in a tank. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are diving into some mind-blowing facts about the mysterious and magical creature known as the axolotl. Then he is explaining the things. So we have created our script here, but it doesn't look like a script because we have so many next line characters here, and the choice is coming up with all other things. So we can take the text from the content section, and for that we need to get inside the message. You can see here's the message. So let's try to get the text only. So for that we need to get inside the message section of the choices. So get inside the message, and then from that we'll select the content. So now let's run this piece of code, and now here you can see we have got a nice little script here. The first line is opening shot, a lively aquarium scene with colorful axolotls swimming around. And I have run the similar types of code here, and I have created another script. It's a little bit different. That opening shot, dynamic colorful intro with upbeat music. So with different prompting you can try to create different sorts of script, and then you can compare each other. Now our scripts are ready, so it's time to create some images out of these scripts. In the last session we have created some video scripts, and now it's time to create some images for our video, and for that we will be using this image generation capability of OpenAI. To find the document you need to move to docs section, and on the left side you'll get this image generation option, and here you can see this image generation capability can create images from scratch based on a text prompt, and we can use DALL-E 3 or DALL-E 2 for that purpose. And at the same time it is possible to edit the versions of images by having the model replace some areas of a pre-existing image, and we can also create variations of an existing image. And by using DALL-E 3 you can create different sorts of images, I mean in different pixels, 1024 ratio or 1024 to 792 ratio, and by default the images are generated as a standard quality, and you can set the quality to HD or any other specification to change the quality of the image. So let's move to the code that we will use to generate the image. This is the whole code, so we can copy this one from here. And so I have created another notebook here that is called video image, so we will write the code for the images here. So just paste the code here. We need to replace these lines because we'll be importing the OpenAI API key from .env. So here the main thing in response variable is we are asking the OpenAI API client to create or generate image here, and the model that we are using for that purpose is DALL-E 3. You can use DALL-E 2 also. DALL-E 3 is OpenAI's most advanced image generation model, and we are inserting our prompt here. The AI will create an image based on this description, and then we have the size. This sets the size of the generated image in pixels. In this case it's a square image, 1024 pixels wide and 1024 pixels high. And then we set the quality to standard. Options typically include standard or HD. and then number equal 1. This specifies how many images to generate. In this case, it's set to generate just one image. And at last we will get an image URL. This extracts the link of the generated image from the API response. Now all things are set, but here we need to change our prompt, and for that we can move to our video script and take this cut to scene 1, that clip of axolotl swimming in clean water. So we need to create an image based on this. So just copy this and change the prompt here. So clip of axolotl swimming in a clean water. Now let's run this piece of code. So the code is okay. Now we can ask for the image URL. So here's the image URL that we are asking for. So if I click on that, then it will take me to this image. You can see we can got an image of axolotl swimming in the water. So it's a nice one to use as an image. Now if you notice, the image is created into this link. This link will be valid for about an hour. After an hour you may not find this image, so better you can save this thing. And but this will be hectic to save the image in this way every time, so better we can write some code. After creating the image URL, I want to save this into a directory. So here is the code for saving the image to our local directory. So you can see I have created a new directory here that is called video images on the left side. I'll be saving all the images to video images section. After creating the local directory, you can write the file name here. So we can write the file name as vidimage2, and here we are defining the local path, and this combines the directory path and file name to create the full path where the image will be saved. And to work with this, we need to import the OS. So we can import OS here, OS, and the next line is for the image data. This image data will mainly request to download the image content from the URLs. So we need to import the request library also. So here we can import this import request. And this code will save the image directly to the local path. This opens a file at the specified path in a binary write mode and writes the image data to it. And then when the process will be done, we are asking the system to print the image, to print this line, that image saved to local path. Now let's run this piece of code. Here you can see images saved to video images section. So if I go inside this video images, and here you can see this vidimage2 is available, and if I click on that, now it's a different image. The first one was different. If you can remember, the first one looks like this. And at the same time, you can create variations from this image. If I want to create some variations, then we can move to this code, that here this image variation endpoint allows you to generate a variation of a given image. I don't need the whole thing here. Here the only change that I need to bring is to ask the OpenAI client to create a variation of this image. So we can copy this line of code, and here we can ask the OpenAI client to create a variation of the image. So just paste the code here, and we are putting it under comment. And here you can see that we are asking the client to create a variation of this image. You need to put the file name of this image here. The file name should be videoimage2.png. So if I copy this and put it here and paste, okay, videoimage2.png, and then after creating the image, I want to put it into the local directory, and now I need to change the name of the new one. So I will give the name as videoimage3.png, and now this line opens an existing image file located at this location, and then this RB mode opens the file in binary read mode, which is necessary for image files. Now run the code again. So images saved to video images with image 3. Now if I get inside this image with image 3, then you can see that a new version is created, but it's not looking so nice. And one more thing that we can do is that we can create different sorts of images, like different sorts of image type, that we can create a photo, or if we want, we can create a cartoon, or we can create an illustration. And for that, we need to just change our prompt a little bit. So here you can see I have brought some changes to my code that on top of this response I have just defined the image type, that is cartoon. So if you want, you can put here a photo or an illustration, and then in the next stage you can see this response is client images.generate, and then inside this response you can see I have brought some change inside the prompt. That here I have used an f string, and inside this I am declaring the image type, that what type of image DALL-E 3 needs to be created, and then here inside this I have kept the prompt, that is cut to a clip of an axolotl eating a worm. So I can change the prompt here, we can use a new prompt. So for that, let's move to video script, and we can use this cut to a close-up of an axolotl's regenerating limb. So let's copy this one and move here, and I need to change the file name of the images, and for that I'm coming here, and I will now to create vidimage5.png, and now let's run this piece, and here you can see image saved to this folder. So if I move here, and if I open this, and here you can see one cartoon is appeared. So in the same way I have created another cartoon in the meantime, that axolotl is eating something, and in the same way you can create illustration for that. So if I come back here, and if I want to just create an illustration that for this prompt, so just copy this and take it back here, just write the prompt, and so this is the prompt, and here I want an image type for that. Now to create an illustration, just change the image type to illustration, and now change the file name, it can be vidimage6, and just run this code. Now I hope the image type will again change, and here image is saved to this file. So vidimage6, if I check on that, here you can see this is an illustration. So in this way you can create different sorts of images. You can create photo, you can create cartoon, or you can create illustrations. So for our project, we'll be creating different sorts of images according to our script, and in the next part of our project we'll try to create some sorts of voiceover from this video script. So let's wait for that. We have created some nice sorts of images for our project, and now we need to create the voiceover. And OpenAI makes it really easy to create a voiceover from text to speech. And here you can see inside this doc section on the left side we have this text to speech option, and we'll be using this. Just click on that, and here you can see that the audio API provides a speech endpoint based on TTS. It comes with 6 built-in voices and can be used to narrate a written blog post, produce spoken audio in multiple languages, then give real-time audio output using streaming. Here you can see we have 6 built-in voices, that is Alloy, Echo, Fable, Onyx, Nova, and Shimmer. So we can use their voice to create some sorts of speech. We are moving to quick start guide, and you can see the speech endpoint takes in 3 key inputs: the model, the text that should be turned into audio, and the voice to be used for the audio generation. A simple request would look like this. So what can we do? We can copy the whole code and take it to our Visual Studio. And here I have created a new notebook that is called voice.ipynv, and I'm pasting the code here. Then that from pathlib import path, from OpenAI import OpenAI. So I need to change this line of code, and I can bring it to load the .env. I can just copy this code from here and bring it. So here I have loaded the .env file and created a client variable. So this path library, that means pathlib, is a module in Python that provides an object-oriented interface for working with file system paths. This offers a more intuitive and efficient way to handle file and directory paths across different operating systems. So This will be used here, and then again we are introducing our OpenAI API client here, and then this line, this is speech file path. This line creates a path for the output audio file. This path file gets the path of the current script file, but we'll not be keeping this thing like that. So I have created a new folder here. You can see this new folder is voiceover folder. Inside this voiceover folder we will save all these speeches. So for that we can remove this part. So let's remove this, and it will remain, the speech will remain inside this voiceover folder, and then the first speech will be named as speech1.mp3. And now the next section is response. Again we are asking the OpenAI API client to create a audio speech model TTS1, that means text to speech model 1, specifies the text to speech model to use. There is another model also that is called TTS1 HD. So we can use that to improve our audio quality, but first check on with that. And then the voice alloy selects the voice for the speech, that which voiceover we want to use. We want to use this alloys voiceover, and then the input, that is the text to be converted to speech. So we'll be using this part, that hey there animal lovers, today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of one of nature's most mysterious creatures. So we can take it, let's paste it. So this is the whole voice, and then the last line, that is response.stream to file speech file path, and this streams the generated audio directly to the file specified by speech file path. Maybe this stream to file is deprecated, that's why the system is showing the code in this way, but let's try with this, as the OpenAI is suggesting it still. Let's run this piece of code. So yes, we have got some error, but if I move to the voiceover section, then I can see here that the speech is created. This is speech1 mp3. So that means the code is still working. So if I get inside this and I try to get the voiceover.
Hey there, animal lovers. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of one of nature's most mysterious creatures, the axolotl. Stick around to uncover some amazing facts that you probably never knew about these remarkable amphibians.
So you can hear the voice is great with the perfect native accent, and it is far better than the earlier models. Let's try with some improved quality. Here you can see we have different audio qualities. For real-time applications, the standard TTS1 model provides the lowest latency, but at a lower quality than the TTS1 HD models. So we can use this TTS1 HD model now. So copy this, and instead of model TTS1, let's replace it TTS1 HD, and we can use a voiceover from different person, that is from Fable. Let's try with Fable. Now let's try to create the second line of the video script. That means this one, number 1. Copy this, Control C, paste it. Let's name it as speech 2 and run this piece of code. And so it's coming up with some bad request error. So as far I know, I think I have inserted the capital letter here in the name of Fable. I can insert a small letter F, and now if I try with this, so now it's working. So remember that to keep the name Fable in small letters, and here we have the speech 2 of our MP3. So if I run that.
Number 1. Axolotls are famous for their unique ability to remain in their larval stage for their entire lives. That's right, they look like babies forever, retaining their cute, frilly gills.
So it's a different voice with more energy. In this way you can create the voiceover for whole the script, and then you can save it, and we'll be using it for our project. If I go to the project now, and you can see here the supported output formats are also mentioned, and you can make outputs in several other formats. And here, this text-to-speech model also supports so many languages. Almost 50 plus languages are there that can be used to create voiceover. So this text-to-speech model is really making it easier to create our info video project. So in the same way, you can create voiceovers for the whole video. So I'm creating another one. Let's see, I want to create this for video script fact 2. For the fact 2 I'm creating this thing and paste. It would be speech 3 and now create this. So if I go there, speech 3.
Fact 2. These little guys are native to just one place on Earth, Lake Xochimilco in Mexico. And guess what? They're carnivores, chomping down on worms and insects for their meals.
So that's great. We have created 3 speeches, and then you can create other voiceovers, and you can create the whole voiceovers, and we are moving to the next part. In the next part we'll organize the whole things and we'll try to create a nice source of video. So we have our voiceovers and images ready, and now it's time to create a video. So for that we can use one prominent library of Python that is called MoviePy library. In the Google search bar, if you just type MoviePy library, then you'll find this and get inside this MoviePy library. And to install this library in the terminal, you must type pip install MoviePy, and then you can see this MoviePy library is a Python library for video editing, cutting, concatenations, title insertions, video composition. So we can use this for our purpose because we'll be building a simple video, and from this library you need to import certain things, and there you can see that from MoviePy.editor they're importing all the things. So it will allow me to create, edit and manipulate video files easily. It has some optional dependencies. You may use this thing, but we are not going for the details, so better we can come back to our code. And here I have created a new notebook that is called create video. Inside this create video file we will be writing our codes, and the first thing that we require from MoviePy is that from MoviePy.editor we need to import the image clip and concatenate video clips and an audio file clip. Image clip is used to create video clips from images, and concatenate video clips is a function to join multiple video clips together. So we'll be using this later on. And then audio file clip, this is used to load and manipulate audio files. So these 3 are required for video manipulation. And here you can see we have set the paths to our images and audio files. So this line defines the path for input images and audio path and output video path. And for the images, you can see from the images folder I have chosen several image files, and you can add as many as you want, but here I'm just showing the procedure, so I'm not adding more. In here I'm defining the audio path, so I have taken the first voiceover. You can also put a list like this and join all your voiceovers, but I'm testing with the first voiceover, so I'm locating the path of first voiceover and then output video path, and the final video will come out in this format. So I want it in MP4 format, and the name would be output video.mp4. So that's okay. This line represents an audio file clip object by loading the audio file specified in audio path. This would be especially used for loading the audio file that will be used in the video. And this line gets the duration of the loaded audio file and assigns it to the variable audio duration. And here we'll be defining how long each image should stay on screen. So especially here I'm making each image stay for a duration equal to the audio length divided by the number of images. If the video is for 30 seconds and we have 6 images, then each image will be displayed for 5 seconds on the screen. So in here audio duration is 30 and the length of images is 6. So 30 divided by 6 equals 5. So each image will be displayed for 5 seconds. So that's the thing. And then in here we'll create a list of clips from the images with the specified duration. So basically we are using a list comprehension to create a list of image clip objects. For each image path in the images list, it will create an image clip object from the image file. The result is a list of image clips, each with same duration. And for that you need to call the setDuration module from the image clip library. And this line joins all the individual image clips into a single video clip. The compose method is used for the concatenation, which is suitable for non-overlapping clips. So nothing complex is going on here. We are using the concatenate video clips method to join our individual video clips, and this line adds the previously loaded audio files to the video clips, synchronizing the audio with the visuals. And here you can see we are calling this set audio method to insert our desired audio. And you can see here that we are getting this audio from our audio path, that means from our voiceover folder. The first speech, that is speech 1.mp3, will be used as our audio file. And then set FPS, this is frames per second for the video. This line sets the frames per second for the output video. 24 FPS is a common frame rate used in video production, so we'll be using this, and you can increase or decrease if you want, but I'm keeping it as 24. And then export the final video with FPS specified. This final line exports the video clip to a file, so you can see this video clip.write video file. So here you can see inside this write video file method, we are defining our output video path. That means where to save the video. Codec equal LIBX264. It sets the video codec to H264, and this is a widely supported video compression standard, so we'll be using this. And audio codec AAC sets the audio codec to AAC, a common audio compression format. And then we have defined our frame per second already in here, so our video clip is ready. So this will create a simple slideshow video by combining static images with an audio track, matching the video duration to the audio duration. So let's try out if it works, and for that I'm saving it, and then I'm running the code here. And in here you can see this MoviePy is loading. So MoviePy video creation is done. Video ready, output video.mp4. So if I check on that, yes, our output video is ready. So if I play this video from the file, and here you can see we have the output video file. So now we can have a try to see what is going on.
Lovers. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of one of nature's most mysterious creatures, the axolotl. Stick around to uncover some amazing facts that you probably never knew about these remarkable amphibians.
So you can see we have used just 3 images here, and the duration for each images was for 5 seconds, and you can increase or decrease this if you want.
Hey there, animal lovers.
So we are successful in creating the video with the help of some static images and with the help of this MoviePy library. But I want the things to be fully automated. For this, we'll be combining all the scripts together in a single file, and we'll give a command to our console that, okay, create this sort of video for me, create a video on the fact of giraffe, or create a video on the fact of zebra or some sorts of vegetables, and it will make a video out of this. So let's try it out in the next video. So welcome back. In this part we will try to create a fully automated system that will create a video whenever you will send a command to the console. So for that we have brought a little change in our code, and here you can see I have created a new notebook that is called automatedvid.ipynv, and here we have imported the certain things that were required. We were playing with this import os.env, OpenAI and MoviePy editor. In here we are importing the request library, and we are also importing the regular expression, that means import RE. And after loading the environment variables and setting up our client API, that is called, and after setting up our OpenAI client, we are creating the new scripts here. And in this time we are not going for scrapping the pages. We will be asking GPT-4 or GPT-4o to create the scripts. In here we are writing a function to generate the paragraphs, because I want a clear text for my audio voiceover, and these paragraphs will be generated based on user prompt. So if the user asks to create a video on Axolotl, then it will create for Axolotl, or if it wants a video on tiger, then the paragraph will change and it will create a paragraph for tiger. inside this content, I'm using F function to make it dynamic, and I'm instructing GPT-4 to create detailed paragraphs for a voiceover based on the following topic. I want the paragraphs only, no numbers or instruction included. I'm setting the maximum tokens to 500. So be careful whenever you are creating these sorts of videos, because it can consume your tokens. And the paragraphs will remain inside this response.choices.message.content option. So we are following the same way that we did for creating the script, and this function will return the paragraphs. This clean paragraphs function simply returns the paragraphs after stripping white spaces. So this is a list comprehension that processes the input paragraphs. So paragraphs.split/n splits the input string into a list of strings at each new line character, and then p in paragraphs iterates over each resulting string, and then p.strip removes leading and trailing white space from each paragraph. This results in a cleaned and non-empty paragraphs. And then this line joins all the cleaned paragraphs into a single string, and the paragraphs are separated by a single space character. And then whenever the process is completed, this prints the clean text to the console for debugging or informational purposes. So in summary, this function takes a string of paragraphs, removes empty lines and extra white spaces, and combines all paragraphs into a single string with each original paragraph separated by a space. So this is likely done to prepare the text for a voiceover, where new lines might cause unnatural pauses. This function generates image prompts. This uses GPT-4o to create 5 distinct image prompts based on the user's initial prompt. That means we don't need to input a static prompt for creating the images. Instead, it will create the prompts for images dynamically from the user input. That means if the user asks for creating a video on rabbit, then it will create 5 image prompts dynamically based on rabbit. So that means we don't need to input the image prompts anywhere. And here again you can see that we are using the chat completions of OpenAI to create these image prompts, and here we are using the maximum tokens as 100. Here inside this content you can see we have used this F function to make it dynamic and create certain number of distinct image prompts for visually representing user prompt. So you can define the number of prompts that you need for creating images. That means for the whole video, if you need 100 images, then you can instruct the GPT-4o to create 100 prompts based on this. Then it will create 100 image prompts from which the images will be generated in the next stage. And these image prompts will be generated based on the user's instruction. And this is the prompt text, and that means this will extract the generated text from the API response. And next we are defining this prompts variable, and this prompts variable will have the clean text. This line splits the response into lines, strips white spaces and keeps non-empty lines. And that means we'll be getting clean text from here. And then here you can control the number of the prompts that will be generated. This line checks if there are more prompts than requested. If so, then it will trim the list of the requested number of prompts. So this function, if you want, you can use this function or you can omit, no problem. And finally, this function returns the list of prompts. So this function is mainly for generating a specific number of image prompts based on user's input. And this will also ensure that the returned list always contains the requested number of prompts. That means if you ask for 5 prompts, then it will provide you 5 image prompts. And the next function is for generating the image, and we have done this thing earlier. And here the only difference is that we are using dynamic prompt here, and we are passing the prompt as a parameter, and we are showing the output file name. So for creating the image, we are doing the same thing. I'm using the DALL-E 3 model, and we are keeping the size and all other things same. And then we are getting an image URL. From the image URL, we are downloading the content, and we are saving the file inside our local directory. For generating a voiceover, we are using the same thing that we did earlier, that we are using this Vision API of OpenAI. Here this function will take the text and it will create an audio narration of the clean text. and this line saves the audio file to the specified path. So we did this thing earlier, so nothing to mention here. So this part was explained in the last video, so nothing much here. The same thing we are doing here. We are creating small video clips from images and voiceovers, and then we are concatenating a video script for making it bigger. So that is the whole thing. And now this is the main function that we want to discuss about. This main function orchestrates the whole process. So this contains the core logic of the program, and the first thing is the user prompt. This code prompts the user to enter a topic. Okay, please describe the topic you want to create a paragraph for, and here you'll enter your user prompt that okay, I want a video on pineapple, or I want a video on rabbit, something like this. And then the first stage will start, that generate the paragraphs for the video voiceover. And so this generate paragraphs function will create paragraphs based on the user instruction, and then we'll clean the paragraphs for smooth voiceover narration. And here we'll be using this clean text variable, and again we will be calling this clean paragraphs function to clean the paragraphs and make it ready for a smooth voiceover. And then this generate image prompts based on the user prompt, and now the video script is ready, but we need to generate the images. So for that we'll be calling this generate image prompts function, and it will take the user prompt and it will create 5 image prompts as instructed. And definitely you will increase this number. To make a good video you need maybe hundreds of images, so you can instruct GPT-4o to create more images for you. And with this line we are creating local directories. It will store the images in vidimages2, and it will store the voiceovers in .voice2. If the folder is there already, then it's okay, no problem. Then image files, and this will create a number of image files inside this video images folder. And for numbering each file we have used this iteration, just i+1, okay, for I in range 5. So 5 image files will be created, and it will be named as vidimage1, vidimage2, 3, 4, 5, like this way. So this line creates a list of file paths for the generated images. Then generate images based on generated prompts. This loop iterates over the image prompts and image files lists in parallel. For each prompt and corresponding file name, the generate image function is called to generate an image based on the prompt and save it to the specified file name. So that means for each image prompt it will generate an image, and the files will be stored in the directory. And then we're defining the voiceover path. That means where the voiceover will be saved for the whole script. And then we are again calling the generate voiceover function, and we're passing the clean text and the voiceover path to get the voiceover. And whenever all the things are ready, then we are calling this create video function to create the videos out of image files and voiceovers. And at last we'll get the whole things in a MP4 format. So this is the core function. So in short, it prompts the user for a topic, then generate paragraphs using GPT-4, and then it cleans the paragraph for voiceover, then it generates image prompts, and then it creates necessary directories for outputs, and then it generates images using DALL-E 3 and create the voiceover audio, and at last it assembles the final video. So our code is now ready almost. So let's run this piece of code. And here you can see on top it is asking that please describe the topic you want to create video for. So I want to create a video on the nutritional benefits of avocados. So let's enter this topic and let's see what happens here. And down below you can see the code is still running. So here you can see the script is created. The system has created the script in a paragraph format. That generated paragraphs is this. Still it's working, and now you can see it is creating images saved to this folder. It has created the first image, and now the second image is created. So we have asked for 5 images, so it will create 5 images, then it will go for voiceover and it will create and it will create a video out of that. And here you can see also this generated image prompts. So the system has automatically created some image prompts for the images, and you can see the image prompts here. So now it's creating the video, and you can see it's now writing the video output. So 63% completed. So it may take 1 to 2 minutes, but you'll get the video very soon. So now our video is created. Video created at output video.mp4. So let's check how this video looks. So here's the output video. So we can run this.
A world-renowned superfood, are not simply delicious, but also packed with an astounding array of nutritional benefits. They are an indispensable ingredient in a healthy diet, thanks to their high-quality monounsaturated fatty acids and wide array of essential vitamins.
So it has some good information, and here you can
which
see
is exceptionally beneficial for heart health. These good fats help in reducing bad LDL cholesterol levels.
So it has created a nice video, and in this way you can add more pictures, and you can instruct it with thousands of pictures or hundreds of pictures to create the video in a more professional way. And I have just shown a demo that how can it be prepared. So in this way I have created another video. If you go there, that and in this way I have created another video on tomato, so you can check on this.
And plays a pivotal part in culinary traditions globally. Originating in South America, it was not until the 1500s that this crimson berry made its way to Europe.
So it has some good information inside this, and then the pictures will change after a certain period, and you can see there are so many pictures, and it is looking nice. And so you can try this out and try to create some nice sorts of video. You can bring some changes to the script and try to make it more professional. And if you want to add in animations, then MoviePy library has some animations option, so you can add some animations to the images. To give it a more professional look, you can use OpenCV or other Python libraries like NumPy to create some sorts of good animation. If you are interested to create animations with OpenCV, then we'll create separate videos on that how to do that. But the project is finished here, and I hope you have enjoyed, and thanks for being with Fingster.